Hi, today is September 1st, 2020, and it's time for an update. It has been 103 days since my last update, so about 3 months. 746 days since my first infusion of Rituxan, 546 days since my second infusion, 373 days since my third, and 191 days since my fourth or my last infusion of Rituxan. I saw my neurologist this past week, and she told me that I will not get another infusion for a year. She believes that after the year, and then I'll do treatment again, and the goal is that the Rituxan will reset my immune system and put the CIDP into permanent remission. I like that. I'm real hopeful that it will happen that way. I know CIDP is a relapsing disease, and I'd say that's one of the biggest things that I fear is relapse, but I don't even think about it. I just keep pushing and just keep doing what I need to do to get everything back. So let me look at my notes real quick here. Let's talk about the my appointment last week, because the last update I did here was 3 months ago, and I just saw my doctor. So I'm gonna see my doctor every 3 months. This was just like a quickie. She didn't do the EMG. She didn't stick me with any needles. She did some physical tests and talked to me just to kind of see how I'm doing. So let's start with the hands, because she was really impressed with the hands. So one of the things that she does is she'll go like this, and she'll have me squeeze her fingers. Okay, and she said, go ahead and squeeze as hard as you can. Now, I know it's been 3 months, but in 3 months, you saw if you saw the last update, I posted some Warzone videos, because I game every day. And I talked to her about it, and she said gaming is really good for it's exercise, and it's good therapy for the hands. So when she said squeeze my fingers as hard as you can, I already knew that my grip strength has gotten stronger since our last visit. So when I grabbed them, and just knowing in the back of my mind, okay, here it comes, and I squeezed really hard, and her face just lit up. Like, she was just so excited. She was just like, whoa, and she did other tests on the hand, pushing down this way. And before, when she would push down on my hands, they would just collapse this way. I didn't really have any strength going up. Everything was like, the grip strength closing, but opening, I really didn't have strength, or holding the hands open this way, and she would, push on the pinky and the thumb, and I'd hold it this way, and she would push up that way. And anyways, the whole test, she was just so excited, and she said my hands have improved a lot since I last saw her, and it's only been 3 months. Last time I saw her, remember I talked about the reflexes when she hit my elbow, and I felt like I was gonna back fist her. Well, she did the reflexes, and they were just as strong. I don't know if they were stronger, but they felt real solid. And one thing that has changed since the last time is my ankles. There were no reflexes. Well, she got very small. Okay, I don't know how small, but very small. She got reflex out of my left ankle, and that is, to me, that's big. That is improvement. And to say that, well, this is all you're gonna get, well, this is not all that I'm gonna get, because just a little bit of reflex 3 months ago, nothing. Okay, so you figure in 3 more months I'll get a little bit more, and then after that I just keep growing and keep building on what I can. So that's just my mentality about it. So the overall appointment went well. It was short and sweet. I'm gonna see her in 3 months. Everything positive. I was real happy with that. And one thing I did, I said to my doctor, I said, can I show you something that I could do that I couldn't do 3 months ago when I saw you? She goes, sure. So I prepped up, and I actually jumped, and I got off the ground. Not much, I don't know, maybe a few inches, but I jumped, and I didn't land flat-footed. It was almost, I'd say, like a normal jump, just a small jump, land on the ground. And she, oh wow, and it's showing her, these, despite the tests that she's doing, this is functional. These are things that I can do. What I didn't show her was, and I don't have it on video, is I do a move when I'm dancing, when I'm doing the breaking. It's called a 6-step, and I'm still struggling with that, but my ankles seem to be getting stronger and holding up my weight a little better. So I'm still slow, and when we resume practice, some of the members of Spectre Crew, and they were just really, they were excited because last time they saw me before I took the 3.5 months off for COVID, they saw the improvement. They're like, "Oh my gosh, you got better," and I haven't been practicing. So then the next few weeks I've been practicing, just once a week, and they're, "Oh wow, you're getting better." So it just goes to show that practice makes perfect. Just just keep pushing, keep challenging my body so it adapts. These are the things I want my body to do, so I'm going to do them, even though I can't do them. But I feel that with repetition, with time, the body will learn how to do these things. If I was just sitting on the couch all day, then that's what I would get good at, is sitting on the couch all day, like my gaming. I just sit there and I game, but the hand strength is just, it's incredible. And I still game. I'm still gaming. So, since my last update, I returned to work, and things were opening up. I was back in the gym. I had to build my strength up. I started lighter weights and still did the higher reps, but eventually I built up, and I got gains as far as my strength. I keep track of everything. I write it down. I keep it in my cell phone, in my iPhone. The numbers, the weights, and and I go up in increments of either 5 pounds or 10 pounds. So I was getting gains, and then the second, what you call it, the second outbreak or whatever, California, they shut down again. All the gyms closed. So I had to go back to the backyard, exercise and training in the backyard with the weights. But in the gym, I could lift more because the machines are designed that way to be safe, and then I can put the heavy weight. Here at home, if I were to try to do heavy weights, I would need a spotter, and I'm doing solo workouts. So I would consider myself, when I'm at home, more maintaining. I'm still doing the high reps and I'm doing lighter weight. But today is the first day they finally opened the gyms again, and I got there. And instead of going lighter weight and then working my way up, I just kind of tested myself to, see, can I do the same weight I did 3 months ago? And I did. Surprising, I actually felt pretty strong doing the weights. I'm sure tomorrow I'm going to be really sore, but it was just really cool that doing the maintenance, I get the maintenance workout, and just with time, I feel my body is constantly improving, and the strength was there. So I'm real excited to be back in the gym. I'm gonna keep pushing myself, and we'll see what I can get out of that. All right, let me look at my notes here. I wrote down here, since my last update, they closed restaurants for dine-in services. That was I wouldn't say it's devastating, but it's something about going to a restaurant and sitting down in the nice atmosphere and good people, giving you quality service. Now everything's outside, or takeout. But the same. Some of my favorite restaurants. One is Priscilla's Place out here in town. It's a Vietnamese restaurant, and they're really good. The food's always good, and they're so nice. But they set up a nice little outdoor with these pop-up tents, and you order your food. Then you go outside, and everything's spaced, social distancing. But it's real nice. A lot of the restaurants have adapted to the situation. But I know right now it's hard times, and Most of the time I stay in, I cook at home, but I like to go out sometimes. Let's see, check my notes here. I've been doing the home workout, gaming on my notes here. I've been singing. I've been doing Shmuel. Not a lot of videos, but I've been singing. Sometimes I don't record them. I just get on there and I sing and then I delete it. No big deal. But, I still enjoy it. I do believe that singing has a effect. It heals. Music heals. And that's why I sing it. And I really enjoy it. I just got a new trampoline, and we had a trampoline back when I was doing physical therapy, and I liked it, and I have footage of me on the trampoline, the old trampoline, not this new one. I haven't done it yet, but it's bigger than I thought. It's 48 inches, and I'm thinking, 48 inches, 4 feet, that's not that big. And I put it in my new gaming room, and I was like, wow, it's pretty big. It's taking up half the room, so I have to figure out what I'm going to do with that, but. I started jumping on that trampoline, and I think that's definitely going to help me, something positive. Let's see here. Looking at my notes. I didn't write down that much because 3 months, basically I returned to work. COVID, the numbers went up, and then they shut down a lot of things. And so I've just been staying home and doing my regular thing. Singing, gaming, doing my home workouts, and only going out when I need to. And like I said on the other video, washing your hands. You got to wash your hands. So wear the mask, wash my hands. At work, I'm wearing the gloves. My doctor said that gloves give you a false sense of security, but I've always worn the rubber gloves because I work with water. I'm constantly watering the plants and then checking the soil. And so when I don't have the gloves on, my hands get waterlogged, or I get dirt underneath my fingernails. And wearing the gloves, it keeps my hands from getting wet, and it keeps the dirt out of my nails. And I think it's better for my hands because my hands used to get all cracked. And now, you see, my hands they're fine. So I use the gloves, and I wash my hands every time in between breaks, lunches, whatever. I'm constantly washing my hands and keeping that mask. And since I'm outdoors most of the time, I think that's keeping me safer than if I were to be like indoors, close quarters, dealing with customers face to face. We still maintain that a social distance when we're working, but I think working outdoors is better. It's just that 100-degree weather and the humidity just kills me sometimes, especially with that mask. But you learn to adapt. All right. Work. I have something written here. Let's talk about this here. So I'm at work and I'm watering plants, and customers occasionally come up to me and ask me to load their carts. They want me to do heavy lifting, which I can't. My doctor doesn't want me to, so I obey what her recommendations, and plus I don't want to get hurt at work. So I tell the customer, I'm on light duty, I can't lift. And sometimes they want to know why. And one particular customer, I told her, I've got a condition, I've got nerve damage throughout my body, and I'm still recovering. So it turns out that she has MS, and she said that she basically cured herself or healed herself through not through medication. She denied the medication, but through diet. And she gave me an author, Dr. Terry Walls, with the Walls Protocol. And so I bought the book, and the customer just said that the doctors said she wouldn't get better. She had brain lesions, and she was getting weaker. And it just, if you know anything about MS and CIDP, the symptoms are very similar, except for with CIDP, we don't get the lesions. It doesn't affect our, what do they call it? The central nervous system. It's the peripheral nerves. Anyways, it's an autoimmune condition. So I started reading this book, the Walls Protocol by Dr. Terry Walls. And I'm following it, and it's a lot of information that I do know, but there's a lot of specifics in it as far as like vegetables and fruits. And it's basically the doctor, she's a regular doctor, and she she got MS. So she followed the regular protocol. What her doctor told her to do, she did it, and she got worse. And then she ended up in a wheelchair, and things were looking bad for her. So she started doing research, like a lot of us do research. But she's a doctor, so she was looking at the science and clinical studies. So then she started experimenting, or just seeing what works for her. So she came up with her own protocol, and it brought her back. She lives with these with the condition, but the body, if you give the body what it needs, then it will heal itself. And basically you're feeding your cells, feeding the mitochondria. And I'm learning a lot from that book, and I've made some changes. I've constantly making these small changes. I talk about making small changes, and eventually they become permanent changes, become a lifestyle. Because if you try to, I'm gonna do this big diet, and then you do it for a week and then you stop. But if you make these little changes and you're consistent, then they just become part of you. They become part of your life. So one of the things that I took away from the book so far, aside from cutting gluten, cutting out dairy, those kinds of things, sugars, which it's a work in progress, but I don't have a lot of dairy or a lot of sugar, but I'm working on, I'll just give you an example. I have a yogurt every day, and usually it's a regular yogurt, but I switched to non-dairy yogurt. So that's big, because that was one of my main dairy things that I have every day. The other thing is cheese. So I tried plant-based cheese, and it doesn't melt the same, but there's always alternatives. But one of the biggest things that I've added was the vegetables and fruits. She talks about having 9 cups of fruit and vegetables every day, and I make this big smoothie. She had some examples, some recipes. So that's one thing that I changed. It's for breakfast now. Instead of having a pastry or oatmeal or something with grains, I have a veggie fruit smoothie. I still have my bone broth in the morning, and then some like a small piece of chicken, some kind of animal protein. But the big thing is the veggies. I've eaten so much fruits and vegetables. I'd say I've eaten more fruits and vegetables in the past couple weeks than I've had like all year. I mean, it's that much, so much, and a lot of times it's like, that's a lot of fruits, that's a lot of vegetables. I'd say fruits and vegetables, mainly. So the breakdown is like 3 cups of leafy greens, 3 cups of deep color veggies and fruits, and then 3 cups of sulfur-rich vegetables. And there's a list. You can look it up online, or she gives examples in the book. So I've just been trying to stick to those guidelines, and we'll see. It's not. I don't think it's been long enough for me to notice the big changes. But one of the things, the side effects, is weight loss. You can't really argue with that. So you'll see. Hopefully, the next update, you'll be able to tell with my face. You can already tell if you go to my old videos and you look at this face. It looks totally. It's gone through these different metamorphosis, this different change, depending on like the medication I was on or my activity, and now it's what I'm eating. So I'm excited about that. I am really excited. So I think I'm gonna end this video because I'm gonna keep rambling. I can talk for days. If you've been following me, or if you know me personally, I could just, especially when I'm giving a speech, I just, I might go out there, but then I bring it back. So I'm gonna bring it back before I start just rambling. All right, let me just take a quick look at these notes. If I left anything out, I will edit it in. Another thing, I've been fishing. I forgot to mention that. I've been fishing with Coach Gordon. If you remember Coach Gordon, he's been, when I was doing physical therapy, I brought him to push me. He was the only guy that I knew that could get away with pissing me off. He would push me so hard that I would get so mad, but it was okay with him. Like someone else, it would have been a problem. But with him, you're like, oh, that's just Larry. That's just Coach Larry. That's just how he is. He's gonna push me. So he's been taking me fishing, and the first time I went, I wore the ankle braces in the boat, and it was awkward because you get no flex, and it was hard. So I started going fishing without the braces, which was challenging, but he helps me get into the boat. So most of the time I'm sitting down, but I'll stand up, and you got that boat, you know, in the water, and it's rocking. So I'm challenging, you know, my balance and my ankles, and he's teaching me how to fish for bass. I'm very inexperienced as far as bass. As far as trout and catfish, I'm pretty good at that, but bass I still need to learn. So he's been building up his collection of fishing lures and whatnot, and I'm not really into it as much as he is, but I did buy a new rod and reel, and I like to go when I get a chance. He goes so many times a week, I can't keep up with him. But I'm gonna add a video clip of him catching a pretty good sized fish. We went to Lake Poway, and he caught one using a frog, and it was pretty cool. So I filmed that. What else am I gonna put? Clips. I always try to put some sort of dancing thing. So I've like I mentioned, our Spectre crew started practicing again. We're all kind of rusty because we haven't been practicing together. So I've got a clip of Dustin, also known as D Stuff. I'm gonna put a couple clips of him dancing, and then of course, you know, my wins on Warzone. I'll put a couple of the wins towards the end, and then I just got small clips of me just doing a couple of different exercises at the gym that I go to. I'll put that here as well. I'm wearing my mask, and you can see me just kind of you know pumping the weights. So that's really all I've got. I'm you know, apologize if I didn't get into anything specific. You know, you already saw my hands. I don't think I need to show them again. There's the remember the crooked finger right there? Okay, it's still crooked, but the hands, you can see they're getting there. You can see they still have a ways to go there, but if you compare this to the last video, you know, it's definitely improvement, you know, and I can tell the difference. I can feel the difference. So I guess that's all I've got. I'm still getting better. I'm still recovering, pushing forward. You know, got your ups and downs, but I'd say generally just a little bit at a time. That's all I want. You know, that's all I need is just as long as there's improvement. You know, like I told my doctor, improvement is improvement, and I'll take it. 0.0001% improvement is improvement. With time, you're gonna get there. And like they use the tortoise or the turtle for CIDP and GBS, you know, slow and steady, always improving. That's all I got. Peace. I was on that frog, huh?
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Shit, I'll get your line.
My line.
That's all right.
Larry Gordon. Look at that sucker. Very nice. Got some weeds too.
Yeah.
Let me get a
And your
picture.
worm.
That was a worm?
That's your worm.
Oh. I guess he wanted both, huh?
So that's Mark.
Gas is closing in. Relocating the safe zone. 5 remain. Stay alert. You've got gas moving in. Get to the safe zone. Gas is moving in. The wrong fight. Well done.
Setting a charge.
Yeah! Fuck yeah!